Okay, so here's a new demo of using uh, Ethernet IP library to read and write tags on PLC controllers. So the first thing we're going to do is import our library here. And we're going to just get the controller module. And we're using ST Ethernet IP because that library, which I have been maintaining, has a lot of updates, and I made a bunch of little changes that kind of help make everything a lot easier and more functional to use. So we got that, so let's get a new controller. Just see it, call it CONT. It's a new controller class. All right, so now with the way this library works now, we can just right away connect that controller. And then you can see we can put the IP address and the slot. We don't actually need the slot. It'll just default to 0. So 192.168. My network has this. And this is the address of a Compact Logix controller. This is only works on RS Logix 5000 controllers or ones that are compatible with that. And then we'll set up an async function to return after we connect. And so this library will now automatically grab a whole list of all the tags that are on the controller, along with templates for any structures. So if we want to get a list of the tags that are on there, we can just look at our controller tag list now, and then I'll be an array of the tags that are on the controller, and we can do a for each, and then we can do a tag, and then now we are going to show the tags. So we got the name of the tag will be tag.name. And there's also the program name. And that will be tag.program. And so for tags that are under the scope of a program, it'll have a tag name it'll have a program name under it. And for tags that are under the controller scope, there'll just be a null there for the program. Okay, so we can test this out now. Let's bring up our RS Logix 5000. You can see I have 3 tags under the controller scope, and I got 1 tag under the main program scope. So now, if I go to my command prompt here, and I run the demo script, should connect, and up come the tag names along with the program name for the one program we have under main program, which is the recipe number here, tag. Okay, so now we have a tag list. Next, we can go back and first we'll show how to read a tag. First thing we want to do is set up a new tag. So for this, we'll set up we'll write controller, and we'll say new tag. And then as you can see, we could enter the tag name. That's the only thing that's really required if it's under the controller scope. So let's pick the tank level and the recipe number. So tank level. And we'll call that tag 1. It returns a tag object. And tag 2 will get the recipe number. There. And here, since it's under the main program scope, we'll have to put in the program. Nothing else is needed. Some defaults is it automatically subscribes. Before you'd have to say subscribe, but any tags you add to a controller now just automatically are subscribed. Later on we'll show how that makes using this a lot easier. So you can read those two and see. Then we can take and display those two items. We can say tag 1.name and tag .value. We'll display that tag's name and value. To name tag 2. Okay, so we'll run that script now and see what we get there. Nope, still running, still hanging on from before. Now we should see that. And what did I not do right? I have to actually, we made 2 new tags, but we didn't actually read them. So let's go back and change that up. Make it so you can see it. So to read a tag now, we just go to the controller. And it's read tag. And then we're just going to be tag 1. And controller read tag 2. We'll put in a wait so we make sure we don't try to read both at the same time. We wait until those tags are done reading, and then we'll display the values and the names. So let's bring that up again, and let's try it again. 23.5 and 1 which matches up with the values on our tank level and our recipe number. So now to set a value and read it and write it to the controller, we can first set the value of the tag, which say tag2.value. We'll set that recipe number to 2. And now we can write the tag to the controller. And that should do it. And we could switch back and look at our setup here. And now when I run this, you should see the recipe number go to 2. Yay. It works. And that's how you read and write atomic values with this library. As you can see now, we don't have to declare tags and do new tags and set up tags separately. You just, there's a function new tag that just returns its own brand new tag. We don't have to look up, do a tag list and read a tag list from the controller first. It just, as soon as you connect, it reads the tag list. So you're all set. So the next thing we are going to try is to show how to do strings and user-defined tags or structures, which is really easy to do. It's pretty much the same setup. We're going to get rid of this stuff here. First, I think we are going to go and create a couple new variables. We'll make a string. We can do this. Do a new tag. We can call this let's do a system status. And we'll do a string here. So we'll keep it under the controller scope for now. We can create that system status, and let's set that value to ready. So looks nice. And let's add a tag to the program tags, and we'll add a recipe tag. And I made a user-defined template that is going to be called if I remember it, is it recipe? There it is. So this is a recipe user-defined tag that I came up with, and we'll just call this recipe 1, and we'll create recipe 1 in here. So as you can see here, recipe 1 has a couple things in it. We can create the recipe name. We can say we can call it fast, I don't know, set mix, fast set mix. Sounds like a recipe. Mixer speed we can put to 35 or 25. How about 35%? Mix time we'll do 25 minutes. That sounds like a recipe. That's in there now. Oops. So now, say we want to read this recipe and this string of the system status. We can go to code here and do basically the same thing as we did before. Tag 1 equals controller new tag, and we have it called recipe 1. Oh, no. Tag 1. It's actually let's go and let's call it tag recipe 1. Make it easier to remember. And we'll get recipe 1. And recipe 1 is, as you remember, is under the main program. Oop. And next, let's get the system status. Oops. That's it. And first thing we want to do is read these values. So we're going to do a read tag. P1. Oh, we probably should do a wait. That's going to read that tag. Then it'll wait. The controller, we're going to read tag the system status. And we're going to do system status dot name. So now this will read. Go back. We declare we get the new tag, recipe 1 and system status, and then we read the tag, and then we display the tags with their name and values. And so now we can run that, and this is what you get. You can see the tag name shows the program name along with it, along with the whole thing, the whole object, recipe 1 object. And then system status and the string ready. So now, say we want to change some of those values. Let's go back. Now, if we want to change some values and write those to those tags, It's pretty easy. We just set the values to something different. So uh, say recipe 1, we want to change the mix speed to say 75. We can just do that. And then say we want to change the system status message to put value equal to say recipe 1 changed mix speed to 75. We can now write the tags with controller tag recipe 1 controller write tag recipe. Nope, whoop, I already did recipe. System status. And now that should update those tags to these new values. So if we go back to here and we turn this up, let's close that, try this again. And we see first we read the previous values, and now we set those to the new values, which is 45, and the message recipe 1 set mix time to 45. So working with these UDTs and strings is incredibly easy now with the updates I've made to the library, and hopefully it'll make usage of this library a lot easier for your applications. And that's all I have for now, and then next time we'll go through some awesome new stuff that's added to this library.